All right. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Before I start this lesson, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Once again, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. My name is Tazama Kamath, coming from the Camp Prophets in Babylon here in Tampa, Florida. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth and well. Okay, and what I have here is from worldstar.com, and the video, it says this was uploaded March 4th, 2023. So lucky to pass by it, you know, and ended up watching it, right? But it says they better stop playing. AI deep fake version of Biden declaring a nuclear war goes viral as people are concerned about how realistic it is. And, for that to even happen, we know that the MOTB has to be mandated, okay, for World War III to come. And for the AI to even show something like this shows that we're one step closer to the end. Let me see if I can grab it. Blue Alert never gets what I'm trying to say in terms. I know it's in Matthew. Yep. This is Matthew 24 and 22. And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And seeing this is happening, in the year that we're in, 2023, which is deemed from Elder Apostle Tahar, that the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass, and for this to show, it shows that, AI may have something that's trying to hint, towards something that's going to happen in the near future, which will happen in the near future, but it may happen this year, Lord willing, and we're gonna play this video and grab scriptures, and Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. So let me actually, let me not do that. Let me just play it right here.
All right, I'm standing here in front of the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C., and inside is the first.
The illegal Russian offensive has been swift, callous, and brutal. It's barbaric.
Lord willing, you can hear it and you can see it well. I'm going to play it back.
The illegal Russian offensive has been swift, callous, and brutal. It's barbaric. Putin's illegal occupation of Kyiv and the impending Chinese blockade of Taiwan has created a two-front national security crisis that requires more troops than the volunteer military can supply. I have received guidance from General Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, that the recommended way forward will be to invoke the Selective Service Act, as is my authority as president. The first to be called in a sequence determined by national lottery will be men and women whose 20th birthday falls during calendar year 2023. Remember, you're not sending your sons and daughters to war. You're sending them to freedom. God bless our troops, and God bless Ukraine.
All right, I'm standing here.
Okay, and you hear it. Well, basically, that AI was trying to intend on implying is that if we're going to war, we're going to need to have a draft. All right, and we have some scriptures that back that up. Let's get this. Let's get this real quick. right, second Ezra 16. We can jump down to verse 33. And it says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. And what this is showing you is because since we're going to have a draft, America's going to have a draft to, to fight that war in the land of Jehoshaphat, okay, which Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the land of judgment, that the Lord is going to bring all the nations together to fight, right? The woman's not going to have no husbands. Why? Because they're going to be in war, okay? And it says, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, man. Because once you go out there, you're not coming back. You're going to die out there. You're going to die in that land, okay, fighting a battle that you was never intending on winning in the first place, right? Okay? And that means they're going to have to fight on their own in America, which is going to be a all-out purge, okay? It's going to be all-out hell over here. It says the virgin shall mourn, right? The having no bridegrooms, right? Because a woman needs a man for help. When this time comes, okay, women gonna be seeking a man. All that, fresh and fit, feminist, fucking prideful mindset, that shit's gonna get destroyed, bro. That shit's gonna get destroyed. You're gonna want to have a helper, and they show you in that movie, Bushwick. Okay, and it says the woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Right? When a woman needs help, who they go to? Their husbands. Their daughter shall mourn, having no helpers. All right, a woman is not going to have no help in that day. And all you women that's acting like this, guess what? They're going to send your ass over there too. Okay? They're going to send you right over there. They're going to send you over there with a helmet and a parachute and a gun. A basic combat day one, and they're gonna send you out there in the middle of nowhere. You're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have them nails and all that. You're gonna be destroyed. Okay, and that's the Lord judging these women. Okay, well, let's show you. But this is why a woman needs a man. Isaiah 32:2, and it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Let's see if we could see this in the NLT. It says, each one will be like a shelter from the wind, and a refuge from the storm, like streams of water in the desert, and a shadow of a great rock in a parched land. Right. So basically, because a man's gonna be more precious than fine gold. Okay, and he's not gonna be no ordinary man, but the man of the Lord. Okay, let's go to the book of Joel, because what that video I just showed you here. Let's skip this. Hold on. Okay, what this video I showed you here.
The illegal Russian offensive has been swift, callous, and brutal. It's barbaric. Putin's illegal occupation of Kyiv and the impending Chinese blockade of Taiwan has created a two-front national security crisis that requires more troops than the volunteer military can supply. I have received guidance from General Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, that the recommended way forward will be to invoke the Selective Service Act, as is my authority as president. The first to be called in a sequence determined by national lottery will be men and women whose 20th birthday falls during calendar year 2023, Remember, you're not sending your sons and daughters to war. You're sending them to freedom. God bless our troops.
All right, and that's the devil. That's the devil's sweet way of saying, I don't give a fuck. Send them. I need everybody hands on. Okay, but let's get to the point because America is going to implement a draft. Okay, this is Joel chapter 3 verse 9, and it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up." Okay, these are the other nations. All right, they're waking. Hey, they're waking up now, and you see what Russia's doing. They're they're making allies with these big top dogs. Okay, you got North Korea, Iran, Turkey. All these countries have nuclear missiles, and they're all against America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, but the Lord says, "Prepare war, wake up the mighty men." The mighty men will be Russia. You know, okay, North Korea. These are China. These are mighty men. Okay, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right, and it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong." Okay, and these are farming tools. Farming tools being made as weapons, right? And it says, "Let the weak say, I'm strong." All right, these weak nations, they become strong. How? Because they have nuclear arsenal. They have things that these mighty countries have now, because they've been funded. Okay, they've been assisted. They've been helped. I mean, not helped. They've been assisted. They've been helped. Okay, these big countries that have all this power, they gave it to the weak countries. Now they're strong now. Now a country that you think is a nobody now is somebody you have to be worried about. Now it says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." And it says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." Okay, and that's when the Lord is going to come back in the Middle East and destroy, these nations. Let's prove it. This is Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 6. But it says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it." Right? This is Yahweh Shai. All right. He's riding on the Father ship. All right. A ship that is big as a endless mountain. Okay. That's how Ezra's seen it. But it says, "But I will have seen," it's like it says, "But I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not." Right? So imagine you looking up and you see a humongous chariot that didn't have no end. And it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight." Okay, and this is in the land of Jehoshaphat. Okay, because the Lord is going to come from the east to the west. And it says, "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war." Okay, but it says, "But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as has been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests." Okay, and these are the chariots, shooting these laser beams. Okay, evaporating and having concentrated fire. Okay, because not only the nuclear missiles going to do a heavy lifting on the Lord's indignation, but these chariots as well, the angels that ride the chariots, who they call UFOs. Okay, verse 11, and it says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So when Ezra seen this, he seen how Yahushua has so much power. You know, all these nations that were prepared to fight in the land of Jehoshaphat, they're going to be utterly destroyed, utterly evaporated, like nothing. Okay, and the Lord is going to come to beam his elect. Okay, here in the land of Babylon. Okay, let's jump down to verse 29 though, because there's more on this that was that added to that point. And this is verse 29. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, right, the elect, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And it says, and one shall undertake to fight against one another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have won against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So they're all going to come together. You know, these nations, they're going to come together. They're going to stop fighting and stop doing what they're doing and try to fight Yahushua. Okay? Because when you think about it, America does not have as many soldiers as Russia do and as China. So they're going to have to implement a draft. So that's why they're going to call men and women. Okay? Then they're going to send them out there. Because America, Babylon, is supposed to be the bully on this earth. But it's going to be shown out that it was a nobody. Alright? Give me 1 second. Verse 35, it says, but he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Sion, and Sion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And it says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. Alright, the Lord's going to destroy all their weapons, everything that they got, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and their torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Okay, and that's the main point. But you see that these nations, they're gonna fight. You know, they're gonna fight each other, then stop and try to fight Yahushua when he comes and returns, and he's gonna destroy them by by these chariots. Okay, by his angels. You know, these angels that shoot laser beams out. Okay, He's gonna destroy them. Okay. Let's grab this last precept, and I close it out, because I pretty much hit the point, and this is showing you that this is coming. All right. This is Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, "For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire," right? Because in the ancient times, how we fought, like the Spartans, okay? Up close, personal, spears, shields, garments rolled in blood. It's an up close encounter, you know, one-on-one fighting. But now, this day and age, we have weapons. We could shoot from far. We could shoot. We could shoot with a missile. All right. We could shoot tanks. We could drop bombs with jets. Okay. This war is going to be with burning and fuel of fire, and this is what's going to happen. Okay. This is what's going to happen. When this war comes, it's going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Every country is going to shoot their missile. Even America is going to shoot their missile. But the sad thing about America and the good thing about it, let's not say sad, but it's a great thing. Shit. A great thing about America is that it's going to be ultimately 100% destroyed by nuclear missiles. Okay, 100,000%. And that's Yahweh Shem Shai's will. All right, to gather these strong nations with all these nukes and shoot them over there. Let's actually show you some. Cause they're flexing they flexing their power. They're flexing big time. Okay, Russia and their nukes. All right, you think this is a game? Tuh. You think this is a game? All right, the Lord is gonna send what? Look at this. This is from 2022. Estimated global nuclear warhead inventories. Russia has 5,977. North Korea has 20. China has 350. Okay. So you see, hey, they're all teaming together. And this is biblical prophecy. Okay. Of Ezekiel 38. He's going to put pruning hooks in their jaws and pull them back to be that, that ruthless bear, that USSR. Okay. So with that, man, Lord willing, this lesson been edifying. Okay. This is something that's going to happen. You're going to see this on the news. You're going to see this happening in America. They're going to send letters or mail, and hey, they're going to ask for a draft, man. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson been edifying. I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakudash. And until next time, I say Shalom.